My voice is totally destroyed right now, which may or may not be connected to hearing about Jinni possibly joining the Black label. Of course, back in December of last year, we were all shocked by the abrupt announcement of Jinni's departure from NMIXX and JYP due to personal reasons. None of the rumors were ever officially addressed regarding those personal reasons, and we haven't seen or heard from her since. Until this week, where we finally got an update from Jinni herself, as she has now created her own personal Instagram account. There are now several things surrounding this that have people believing Jinni will be or has joined the Black label. The smaller clues are that she's obviously friends with Somi, as we've seen, and the black heart in the first caption could be a hint for us. On top of that, we know the Black label are getting their upcoming girl group ready and are looking for that last member. But probably the biggest reason this was seen as legitimate is that Jinni's account is being followed by Peter Chun, a well-known figure either at or very closely associated with the Black label, Teddy, and YG. To make it even more interesting, Jinni seemed to be one of the only idols Peter follows outside of BLACKPINK. However, the rumors got to the point where the company has now come out denying that she is signing or that they've ever even met to talk. Of course, NMIXX just made their first comeback today as a 6-member group, and in the last video we talked about HAEWON's shirt, which JYP ended up editing in the Young Dumb Stupid music video. Well, now it's Chaeyoung who's wearing a shirt that caught people's attention. For Twice's performance on the recent Music Core broadcast, she's seen wearing this shirt, which features the logo and motto of a controversial political movement in the US. Now, I personally doubt Chaeyoung is trying to make a political statement for another country with this shirt, especially one that involves accusations of racism and homophobia, or that she even picked it out herself. And while Koreans may have not picked it up right away or at all, Twice have recently been in the US for a lot of activities, and it looks like Tzuyu herself has now taken down her post with Chaeyoung in that shirt to avoid any kind of trouble. aespa are also making their way to the US for a bunch of festivals this year, including the Governor's Ball, and NingNing has just revealed an unexpected secret about herself regarding her eye. NingNing was announced as the cover star of the March edition for Vogue China and sat down to do a What's in My Bag with them. In it, she explains that she always carries around eye drops to make sure they don't get too dry because her eyesight isn't very good. It's actually super serious as she had to get surgery when she was younger, and says even now she can barely see anything out of her right eye. This is a secret she has kept until now and makes us appreciate her hard work even more than we already do. The fact that she probably struggles with depth perception and has to deal with all the lights shining on her on stage on top of that, yet nobody has ever picked up on this, shows how hard she works despite the huge hindrance. It also might bring new meaning to some of her artwork, where the right eye is sometimes an X instead. But not every magazine is being talked about the same way this week. GQ magazine also recently released an article about TXT, though there were so many things in it that had to be called out, to the point where the piece had to be revised. On top of misspelling Hyunin Kai's name, which hey, could always be a matter of typing too fast or something. However, fans thought it was quite strange the word they decided to describe him with, while the other members were the tall sexy one, the best dancer, the enthusiastic one, or the angel from heaven. That was later revised to them calling him the multiracial one who makes everyone laugh. Fans also didn't like the fact that the author referred to the fandom activity as dark art, them mentioning TXT's expectation to become the next BTS, and possibly mistaken Taehyun's inspiration to become an idol after watching SHINee, calling it a Chinese music video instead. The article has now revised some of these things, however, no public statement, explanation, reaction, or apology has been given, besides the author making all of his social media private. The last piece of serious news is an update to a story we've talked about a few times now, because it keeps flipping back and forth. It looks like within the 137 people indicted for trying to evade mandatory military service, VIXX's RAVI is now indeed one of them, seemingly due to his connection with a broker who provided many high-status individuals with a false medical diagnosis. Here goes the rest of my voice because we have so many positive things to celebrate in K-pop. Can we first talk about this photo? You have BLACKPINK's Jennie and Lisa, Big Bang's Taeyang, Park Bo-gum, Woody Harrelson, and a man named Dean Phillips who's apparently a US House representative from Minnesota. I've looked at this photo many times for long periods of time, and my brain still hasn't comprehended what's going on. We've had so many big releases and comebacks since the last video, so here's a playlist including NMIXX's comeback today and YEEUN's pre-release finally leading to her solo debut. As you can see, it also includes Golden Child Y's song for fans before he enlisted in the military alongside other big names on the exact same day. MONSTA X's MINHYUK also announced his enlistment through a letter for fans, following Shonu as the next member to do so. though, of course Kai is also promoting right now, and I don't know if there's anybody else more excited than SF9's Taeyang. Seriously, he's a well-known fan of Kai and was even the very first person to post a Rover challenge video. This is where it becomes like a TV show because Kai then commented, "Let's do it together." As cool as he was playing it, Kai then goes on Bubble asking fans if it was too much, too sudden, too shy to contact Taeyang first. Meanwhile, Taeyang played it cool and responded, "Yes, give me a call anytime." He also went to Bubble and freaked out to his fans regarding Kai's comment, wondering if he should DM him first. Well, after fans encouraged both of these panicking shy guys to make a move, it seems like Taeyang finally asked for Kai's number, which eventually led to this highly anticipated collaboration, with Taeyang somehow even wearing the same pants that Kai wore earlier that day. There's so much going on in that SM building because NCT 127 were probably also celebrating becoming only the second K-pop group in history to chart 5 albums in the top 15 of the Billboard 200. Twice have also debuted on the Billboard 200 at number 2. Since I made a playlist of recent comebacks, I thought it would be fun to also celebrate groups who had recent anniversaries with the playlist, like XG who are celebrating their first, to Everglow who just passed their 4th, all the way to BTOB who just celebrated their 11th. And fortunately, a few idols we also now get to see for many more years are former LOONA members Heejin, Kim Lip, Jinsol, and Cherry, who just signed to the same company, whose CEO is Jaden Jung, one of the key figures behind the beginning of LOONA. Some fans like him, some aren't too fond of him for various reasons, but another interesting fact is that they are now label mates with TRIPLES'S, which has many people speculating that they could indeed debut in a TRIPLES subunit. If you look at the way LOONA was set up in the beginning, there are many things Jaden has now carried over to TRIPLES. By the way, one of TRIPLES's members is of course Chaeyoung, sister of BB, who we finally got to see dance together to their new song Rising. Finally, KCON Thailand is currently taking place, which not only gave us the reunion between fellow Thai idols BAMBAM and Minnie, but also between Minnie and Young Jae, which might have hit me even harder.
귀신에 아주 파리같이 생겨가지고. 뭐 저게?